Association. We are happy to have you in this very special session, the curtain raiser for our fourth module by IPMA's AmTech, which is basically plastics in packaging, design innovation, print and statutory compliance. This is the fourth module in a row, and we have our very valuable knowledge partners, FIPS. The key highlights of this session, 6 weeks certified course basically is that we are going to conduct a certified online course which will have very important topics of relevance both for the industry and also for the students, basically on CAD, artwork preparation, digital printing, 3D printing, prototyping. I think our guests, the experts, will explain you what are the advantages, benefits of attending this course. So we'll start by again welcoming you all to this very important curtain raiser on plastic packaging certification course. To begin with, I would request our Shri Kishore Sampatji, President IPMA, for his welcome address. Kishore Bhai is a very successful businessman. He is basically the current president of IPMA, owns a reputed 50-year-old company. They are basically manufacturing compostable polybags and recycling in the name of polythene industries. Very vibrant managing committee member. He has been in the MC for last 15 years, has various firsts, and he has done a lot of initiatives, especially the job fair. And in his tenure, he has conducted various very successful programs of IPMA across the country. I would request our Kishore Bhai for his welcome address.
Am I audible?
Yes.
Thank you very much, Balaniji, for the wonderful introduction. My dear friends, on behalf of All India Plastic Manufacturers Association, I welcome all the delegates and our speakers who are the champions, the reputed and the biggest names in the packaging industry. Dr. Ghosh, Professor Saha, Mr. Banerjee, and Mr. Manchanda ji. We are fortunate to have them with us today, and we had very successful 3 past modules, and they have come with one very important module this time, which will give us insights into the latest developments, technology, and how we can design in today's world. Packaging and finishing, printing and finishing is as important as the product itself. So we have got the champions today who will give us the insight and guide us how we can take advantage. And my dear friends, as you all understand that EPMA as well as FIPS, we have partnered together, and we both are of the industry, for the industry, and by the industry, with the motive to help and serve the industry to upgrade itself and come in times and in tune with the modern times. So this is a wonderful opportunity, and I'm sure we'll get a wealth of knowledge from them today. And I personally had also enrolled in one of the modules, and I found it to be very useful, the content, and they are very helpful and amongst ourselves to help us and give the replies and solutions to our queries. So I'm sure we all will take advantage of this. Welcome you all, and I'm sure we'll have a great session. Best of luck to everybody. Thank you very much, sir.
Thank you, President, for your welcome address and also endorsement of the program. As mentioned by Kishore Bhai, he himself has attended the program and found it extremely useful. So, moving ahead, I would request our Shri Arvind Mehta, Chairman, Governing Council, IPMA, also Chairman of IPMA's AmTech, the Center of Excellence for Plastic Product Innovation and Application. He is also the Chairman of Advisory Board, Plastic Vision in 2023. Past President of IPMA and Plast India Foundation. Everyone actually knows Arvind Bhai. He doesn't need a formal introduction. A very successful businessman. He has many contributions across the industry, and is also always thinking about growth of the plastic industry. So I would request Sri Arvind Mehta for his introductory address.
Yeah, good evening, Deepak, and all team, our respected FIPS team, as well as all delegates who are here. most welcome. And this is the difference we are going to make in the plastic industry, that we are trying to help the plastic industry to connect and go technologically better for their products. This is the story. So we are exploring the expertise of the best in the field in India. And here in packaging, we have the best team who can guide us as well as for the growth of plastic industry and packaging industry of India. So we are today, IPMA's MTech is proud to announce we have traveled a journey of 9 months from its inception. And in these 9 months, we have trained more than 1,000 of professionals from various industries and students of various colleges. We have a track record, that means because of the COVID and everything, but we have a wonderful track record that we have been able to train many people, as well as the conference. We held the successful conference also. So just to tell, Center of Excellence is to traverse the knowledge gap and expedite change with additive manufacturing. Center of Excellence helps in development of new innovative products with various materials in plastic and composite, showcasing the capabilities of the available technologies in printing complex parts. A strong point of Center of Excellence are the plastics and packaging certificate courses, the benefits of which are upgradation of knowledge in packaging science, application of plastic in packaging, new generation materials, and its characteristics, state of the art techniques, conversion process and its optimization, quality evaluation, regulatory compliance, recyclability, life cycle analysis of polymeric materials, sustainability, and circular economy. This is the direction we are moving as far as our points are concerned, our packaging points are concerned. This center of excellence helps us the industry to migrate from micro to small, small to medium, and medium to large enterprises, and help the industry to become export ready. Friends, I am sure most of you will agree with me when I say that when we speak of enhancing the brand value of any item, the first thing that comes to mind is the packaging design. Today's session on plastic packaging, innovative design, print and regulations, enhancing brand value is to give you an insight of different sessions that will be conducted during the 6 weeks executive development program that is being brought to you by IPMA's MTech with our knowledge partner Foundation of Innovative Packaging and Sustainability, that is FIPS. Moreover, this executive development program will give a chance to the participant to have a learning and interactive session wherein they can ask questions from the experts directly. I now welcome our eminent faculty and thank them for joining with us today. I wish you all the good luck. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Arvind Bhai, for giving a very detailed address on what are the main objectives of IPMA's MTech, how it is contributing to the growth of the industry, and how the center aspires to become the center of eminence and make a very big impact on the growth of the industry, both for exports and also for reducing imports. And as you said, one of the very major focus is on plastic packaging, basically because this particular segment is almost 50% of the entire plastic industry. So thank you, Arvind Bhai, for your very special address. Moving ahead, let me introduce to you our eminent speakers. We have Dr. Professor Nc Saha. Dr. Saha is the founder, chairman, and director for Foundation for Innovative Packaging and Sustainability. As you all may know, he is also the former director of IIP, Government of India, in the past vice president of World Packaging Organization, also the Secretary General of Asian Packaging Federation, Chairman of Sectional Committees, BIS. He has authored various books and published research papers and articles on packaging. We also have Dr. Professor A.K. Ghosh. He is the Professor Polymer Sciences Engineering, IIT Delhi, Fellow of National Academy of Sciences, India, Director R&D Training and Promotion of FIPS, more than 30 years of research and teaching experience, 12 patents, supervised more than 30 PhD theses and 100 MTech theses. Very accomplished and a well-known expert on polymer processing and rheology, the reactive processing of polymer blends and alloys. We have Mr. Nc Banerjee with more than 3 decades of rich experience at SL Propack. He has applied for 156 patents globally, out of which he was granted 55 patents. Director of Innovation, Sustainability and Finance in FIPS, a very hardcore expert, uh, innovator, thought leader in the field of laminated and extruded tube packaging and allied polymer conversion field. We also have Mr. Deepak Manchan, formerly head of packaging at reputed consumer brand companies like Oriflame, Suluro, Dabur, and Ranbaxy. He has worked initially with Metalbox India, later with Integrated Brand Development Consultancy, Autumn Design, and First Touch Solutions. He was consultant for General Polymers and Michelman. He was closely associated with IIP Packaging South Asia Magazine and Industry Conferences. Very renowned expert, very well-known resource person for the industry in the field of packaging. We have Mr. Rahul Bhargava, a qualified packaging technologist with more than 32 years of experience of significant contribution in the R&D of pharmaceutical packaging at Sun Pharma, Ranbaxy. He is a very renowned expert in packaging consultancy for technical services, end-to-end packaging design, cost and productivity improvement, and setting up a unit for biodegradable chemical coating material. So friends, we have the group of one of the most renowned international experts, coming straight to your doorsteps to give you all the knowledge which is required on this very important subject on design and innovation in plastic packaging. With these few words, I would request Dr. Nc Saha to take this program forward.
Thank you, Thank you, Deepak ji, for your nice introduction. I think, first of all, on behalf of our Foundation for Innovative Packaging and Sustainability, I would like to express our sincere thanks to MTech IAPA and especially Arvind Bhai, who is the instrumental behind this, our partnership. I think our partnership with MTech IAPA is almost for last 1 year. We have very successfully conducted 3 modules, as Kishore Bhai was also mentioning. And this is the 4th module, which becomes very important on the innovative design, print, regulatory compliance to enhancing the brand value. Ladies and gentlemen, you will all accept and you will be knowing that globally, the packaging industry turnover is around 970 billion US dollar. And out of that, Indian packaging industry's turnover is around 52 billion US dollar. Very interestingly, almost 55% of that, it comes from the plastics and packaging. And today, though there are a lot of criticism about the plastics need to be banned or plastics to be discarded and all, but all of you will agree with me, till date, across the world, there is no alternative to plastics. Even we do not know that how best we can get a substitute material or an alternative material. Though we have been talking biopolymer, compostable, and so on, but when I talk about packaging application, there is no substitute of the present packaging material. So everyone has accepted globally that plastics is a very wonderful material. The only problem, how to manage the plastics, that part has to be taken care of. And I think MTech IAPA has taken a very good initiative to train the people to have upskill their knowledge in the subject of plastics in packaging through the different module which you have structured from the FIPS side. And last 3 module, I think about 100 people have been trained. And this program, which you are going to start on 27th of May, I'm sure about more and more people will be joining and to avail the benefits from this program. Along with me, my colleague, Professor Ghosh, Mr. Banerjee, Mr. Manchanda, and Rahul Bhargav, all of them has put their minds, and we have prepared a structure and the course curriculum in such a manner which will be very much beneficial for the industry. And you will find when Professor Ghosh and Manchanda, they will talk about the subject, which is really very interesting for the industry aspect. And very interestingly, this is a program which we are going to make a customized program, knowing the fact about what the industry is looking for. With the experience of last 30 years or more than Mr. Banerjee, he has put his mind, Mr. Manchanda and Rahul, who has been working with the brand owner, and I have been also in the packaging industry, and of course, Professor Ghosh in the polymer science, which is also very important on the packaging industry. All of us, with all the best experience, we thought, what are the important subjects which need to be included in this course curriculum? That's the way the course has been structured. Last 3 modules, we did a program, online program. It was a 4 weeks program, and every week there was a 6 hours. But this time we thought that industry may not be able to spare about 3 hours in a day, like Thursday, Friday. So this module, we thought it should be Friday and Saturday, and every week there will be 4 hours. So Friday 2 hours and Saturday 2 hours, it will be 4 to 6 p.m. So it becomes very easy for the industry to take out their time and also avail this program, the benefit through the online program. So I'm sure that more and more people will get the benefit. More importantly, the information and the knowledge which would be covered in this 6 weeks training program, I can assure you, you will not get this information any published books. And all the speakers of this program who have been delivering, who will be delivering the lectures, they are preparing their own, in their own language. You will not get any information even to Google search. They are making their own language on the subject. And that's the way we are coming out a special book, which will be published with the help of our IAPMA, MTech, and FIPS together. And that book will be distributed each and every participant. With this, I would again request, and I welcome all of you, that more and more people should participate into this program and also upskill your knowledge in the subject of plastics in packaging, emphasizing the design of the packaging application, mainly in the plastic industry. How do you design mold? How do you design the structural engineering? And also the various statutory regulation, including FSSI, what are the packaging laws and regulation, which are very much important for the packaging industry who are dealing with the plastics. With this, I want to once again welcome to all of you. Thank you so much. I would now request my colleague, Professor Anup Ghosh, to go through his presentation and give a brief summary about what we are going to cover on this next 6 weeks program. Professor Ghosh.
Yeah, thank you, Professor Saha. Siraj, can you, give me the right to share? Yeah. Thank you. Is it visible? Is it visible?
Yes, sir.
Yes, visible. Yeah. Go ahead. Yeah.
Okay. So Arvind Bhai and everybody present here, and we are here for the launch of the module 4 of AMTech and FIPS, the Executive Development Program. I'll be giving you the details of the program as we are taking it forward together. Before I do that, I would like to show you 2 slides on as we are coming up as a knowledge partner from the Foundation of Innovative Packaging and Sustainability, that this foundation is very actively working for more than 1 year with number of programs we have taken to launch. And our foundation working on the knowledge platform, and it is an idea to solution. It was launched in 28 January 2021, as you can see that. And it was unveiled by Professor Sharma, Padma Vibhushan awardee. Is a distinguished emeritus professor of eminence in ICT Mumbai. And it was also done in presence of 2 of our mentors, Rajni Ranjan Rashmi, who is a retired IAS, former Chief Secretary of Manipur, and Dr. U. Venkateshwar, who is a retired IAS, former Chief Secretary of Tripura. They were always with us. They are actually guiding us and advising us, and according to that, we are moving and that we have been successful in lots of collaboration and program. I will go into the actual program, but I very quickly I want to say that as a part of FIPS activities, we work on innovation, sustainability, knowledge platform, skill development, and policy advocacy. And in terms of skill development program is today what we are launching is one of the module is actually part of that. So you can see that the collaborative training and education program and research, innovation, project, entrepreneurship, we are all engaged in that. Those who are actually participating in this program, you will have lots of interaction with us. You will know number of our activities, and if you are interested in that, that will add value to this program. And as a part of that, you can see that the regulatory compliance and all, our policy are also is a part of our activities agenda. And this is also some of the things are the points which we have taken care of in this module, and I will talk about it. Okay, so these are the collaborating institute, and you can see that. And today's program is with IFMA MTech. That's what we are doing together. So a number of programs has already been done. So coming straight to the points that we are in the curtain raiser for this program, but you should know at the background that this is an IFMA MTech and FIPS joint program. And we have started with, we had a lot of deliberation, and we thought that it will be good to have this program in plastics and packaging. And we take this as an executive development program. And we started with 4 modules of this program. 4 modules of this program, as you can see that our first module was materials enhancing marketability. Module 2 was environmental aspects and circular economy. Module 3 is advanced technology in rigid and flexible plastic packaging. Maybe some of the participants, some of them who are attending here, who have registered for this program, I hope some of you already attended some of this program, and they have already been given with these 24-hour lectures, and they have been recorded under this program module. And I have now put the module 4 in a bold manner. That is the module 4, what we are here curtain raiser for, which is an innovative design, print, and regulation. You can see that we are bringing all 3 aspects. So we started with the knowledge development, knowledge sharing on materials. Then we moved on the environment and circular economy. Then we talked about advanced technology. Now we want to giving another dimension which will be discussed throughout this program, which will be happening for 6 weeks, and will be I'll be giving you different topics also for that. For the innovative design, the print part will be taken care of, regulation part will be taken care of, and I said that it is enhancing the brand value. So I think we'll have lots of takeaway from them, and the participants, I believe, will be benefited quite a lot with number of this program. I'd like to give you a little bit of glimpses for each one. You can see that this was the module 1. And this module 1, I mentioned that it was on materials enhancing marketability. You can see the eminent faculty who were there. You can see some of the participants who were there, all were done in online. And most importantly, see if I can get my, yeah. So most importantly, each module we are bringing out a kind of volume of the technical booklet. This is the volume 1 on this. And I'll show you this. The second volume also came when we did the module 2, which was on environmental aspects and circular economy. And then again, we have invited eminent speakers along with us, who we are actually taking part in lecturing from our foundation, but we bring also lots of experts from various areas, from the reputed institutions and also from industry, so that it enrich the teaching and bringing out the informations which you want to bring together in this program. Then we very recently, we completed the module 3, which was on advanced technology and flexible and rigid packaging, as I mentioned. And you can see the 3rd volume of booklet has come out and all that. And here we are for the 2 days program for the curtain raiser, which we are all attending. And I believe we will have this. This program will be starting on May 27th. And it is to attract all MSMEs and other packaging related industries, the professionals who are involved in these areas of different activities. And this is a 6 weeks executive development program. we have stressed it a little bit for more than 2 weeks, so that every week we can have only 4 lectures, and we are doing that. If you this module will have number of faculty members. As you can see, that all 3 of us, the directors, will be there. There'll be also the lecture by Professor Pradyumna Vyas, which is our advisor of foundation. He has been the director of National Institute of Design, Ahmedabad. He has experience more than 30 years. He is now with the CII and with the design center that he is developing. And he has also agreed and will be starting this module with his lecture as a kind of an inauguration lecture and all that. And you will see that I'm giving all the information. That information will be also, there will be other faculty members. Mr. Deepak Manchan will be giving the ideas of different designs, modules, which will be covered, the lectures which will be covered in this program. He is one of our thought leaders of this foundation, and Mr. Rahul Bhargav, another thought leaders. He also give different ideas of the programs and the lectures that has been the part of this module 4. Other than that, also we have number of expert faculty members. We have Professor Devkumar Chakraborty, who is a professor emeritus in Department of Design from IIT Guwahati. We have Mr. Praveen Bhatia, who is a director of WIPAC Polytype India Marketing Private Limited. We'll have actually speaker from Huber Group of India Private Limited through our Vice President, Mr. Uttam Kalbriksha. We have on the mold design and all that, Mr. Ilan Govan, who is a principal director of CPET Chennai. And we are also in touch with 3 or 4 other industries for various other topics, which I'll be showing you. So those industry experts will be sharing their knowledge, their experience while teaching this program. If you want to see the lecture details, which we'll be covering, there is a huge, because we are covering about 22 hours on different areas, covering all 3 aspects of design, print, and regulation. We will be starting with this, our first lecture on significance of design in our daily lives, which will be given by none other than Professor Pradyumna Vyas. To start with this, then we'll be covering importance of package design and its application, evolution of packaging design and innovation, development of pack design methodology and ergonomics, role of specialized design agencies and integrated brand communication towards design is sustainable material is a very important material, upcoming materials, and everybody is talking about it. And all these design areas, Mr. Deepak Manchan, who is present here after my liberation, he will be talking about it. He will be giving you the views that what actually it will be covered and what are the aspects will be bringing in. And I believe covering other modules which I have already showed, this is even a very, very important module, because we can, through the design, we can come up with the newer innovation. Not only the packaging itself, also the packaging material itself is being involved for the design aspects. From those design, we'll be moving into the mold design for the rigid and semi-rigid plastic packaging, which is the updates on molds and tooling design. We are inviting 2 very industrial experts as a faculty member for this. Then post-production, finishing and quality concept, and the value addition by print decoration for flexible and rigid plastic packaging. So all kind of printing aspects will be taken care of. Then the print management, flexographic and rotographic printing, printing methods for plastic packaging, screen dry and offset printing, etc. Advancements in digital print on plastic substrate, printing ink safety, overall leveling and shrink sleeve levels, and in mold leveling methods, leveling and shrink sleeves. So you can see that the whole areas of printing and many areas which are being actually practiced by the professional in many of the packaging areas will all be covered in that, and I think it will be very enriched by this. And moving on this printing, we'll be also having a special lecture on 3D printing and prototyping and modeling, which is kind of a need of the hour today, that we can very quickly move for the newer design, newer prototyping very easily by using 3D printing technology. And we want to bring in also some kind of demonstration in this particular area of the lecture. And then we'll move on to the safety aspect and statutory compliance, packaging laws and regulations, QR code, barcode, RFID, and traceability. These will be also covered as a part of regulations and all that. and that will also will be discussing after my talk, the other faculty members and all that. As I have mentioned, you can see that there will be an evaluation exam following all these lectures, and we'll be giving you all the schedule. So if you go through these programs based on the technology handbook that I showed you, there will be the technology handbook volume 4 will come up. This, and you will be given that booklets, and based on these lectures and those the technology booklets and all that, there will be the multiple choice questions and all that for the evaluation exam. Based on that, there will be award certificate, and in the valedictory program, we will be also including a showcase of award-winning packaging design across the world. I think it will be very, very illuminating and very interesting for that purpose. So everybody has mentioned that it is a 24 hours course. About 20 hours goes into the lectures, or a little bit less. 2 hours or more will be on the video demos and all that, and rest of the hours for the evaluation and certification. This module also will be conducting on online, although we were thinking of that it can be offline with the physical presence. As we have already mentioned, that we now have moved into 4 hours per week for 2 days. So Friday, Saturday, they'll cover these 4 hours. And hence for 24 hours, we have to move in for 6 weeks program, and which is maybe very good and it may be helpful for this. Evaluation will be based on study materials. Certificates based on attendance can be issued by jointly by both our organization of IPMA MTech and FIPS, and also the merit certification will be given based on the evaluation scores which will be obtained. I know there will be a lot of talk will be given. I may like to show you that why I mentioned about 3D printing, and we'll be talking about during this lecture. See, these are the new areas which are coming, and it can help all of you who are participating in getting knowledge in real-time innovations to packaging line and use them efficiently, construct packaging prototype, creating prototypes and packaging machinery parts, simplifying design conceptualization, fine-tuning. As I said, that Mr. Manchanda will be just telling you all these ideas and all that, and how to put proper sizing, product packaging, and the minimizing waste is also another area that will be talked about. These are also different how the 3D printing is done. We'll be covering that. I'm just giving you a little glimpse so that you can understand that these will be covering, and this will be giving what is the future thing, future technology which is coming. Most probably, I'd like to show you one video. You can see the different companies, how they're coming up with different 3D printed product. Let me show you this video if it works. I don't know whether you could hear it, the sound or not. I do not know. I tried to show it to you, but what I wanted to show it to you, how a container, how a bottle, how a packaging product prototype can be developed by these newer techniques. These will be all covered in the different talks and all that, other than the printing and other thing, design aspect, which will be now being the information and the concept will be shared by Mr. Banerjee, how it will be helpful for the industry, followed by Mr. Manchandaji, who will be talking about the design and printing aspect, and Mr. Rahul Bhargav will be talking about the different aspects of the packaging and regulations that will be helpful for you in this program. I like to thank you end here, and you can see that I've given you the website for our foundation. You all can go through that. You'll be seeing number of programs that is happening, and all of you are joining to this module. I think you will get enriched by your participation in this program. I welcome you all to participate in this program. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you, Professor Ghosh, for enlightening the entire program. I'm sure the participants have been highly benefited. and they have understood that what all the things would be covering. Before I invite Manchanda, I thought my another colleague, the director, Mr. Vidal Banerjee, the MK Banerjee, who has spent more than 35 years in the packaging industry. He was the converter, so he can really give some idea that how this course will be beneficial for the industry participants. So over to Mr. Banerjee, if you can say a few words that how this course will be really beneficial to them. Mr. Banerjee, please.
Thank you, Professor and Saha. And I must thank you, Professor Ghosh, also to explain so nicely different module what you have already done. And this is the last one, but not the least. Of course, how design play an important role. Interestingly, design, it touches, all the other module, and anything we want to do with the plastic, we have to think about design, the concept to start with. Then only you go for the material and you select a specific process for that. While I was working as a innovative, creativity innovation department, always we used to get customer request, sir, can you make tube instead of cylindrical? Can you make a square tube? I say, why you need a square tube? Just now what Professor Ghosh has shown, little skewed and nice. It looks, very good. So in that sense, some big multinational, they say, MK, you want to make a square tube. I ask why you need square, because it has a different edges. It may not be very easy to squeeze and all this. Well, no, sir. Now the market has, changed, from a like, Kirana, so-called Kirana store to a, a modern supermarket and all this. So they have a shelf space, which is a very precious. So if you make a square or rectangle tube, then my storage become much easier. So, we can fit into that, and then I may not require any outer carton. So see that, the consumer, they wish something, supermarket, they want something, we'll have to back calculate and do that. So design is very important. That's why, we have seen that, oval tube has come. So this is a part of ergonomics, when ladies or we hold a tube, it take the, shape of your, hand and all this palm. So these are very important. Honeycomb thing has come so that, without outer carton, tubes are, protected. It doesn't get dent and all these things. So design is very important. And once you have done that, we in industry, you must agree with me that you'll go through different stage gate process, -5, -7 step, so that you make a prototype either with a traditional, or you make a rapid prototyping, or now very modern tool 3D, so that you have a, the product prototype which you can touch, feel, and you can get experience. Likewise in printing, now from a traditional printing which require 4 hours, 6 hours to make a small few square meter of printed what you need, then to a digital printing, computer to print directly. So these are some of the, very modern tool it has come. Going forward, you will find a digital space, with the industry 4 and all these. You may not need anything, but virtually you can experience, all these things with the 3D attachment on your head. So all these things part of design. But of course, with the design, will bring the traditionality. That means you'll see the material what you are so far using, but it will be, instead of like old generation polymer, it will be multi-model, so that with the current extruder, current injection molding, current blow molding, you can process those, you get an enhanced property of the component. Yes, you get a higher productivity, and your reject, that means scrap, is much lower. And some of the processes, you don't have any scrap, no trim, nothing. So it will be, 100 kg in, and equivalent, so many million component out and all this. So these are all part of the design. Now, how participant or industry, um, uh, like a representative, they come, how they will be benefited? What we'll be talking only, like 4-5 hours, each 4-5 topics, broad categories we have made. But when you see any complaint or any kind of brainstorming, I am sure you'll be able to participate in that and say that, sir, this is the new concept, why don't you try this? That trigger is very important. There are many agencies, many help, even within your company. But once you trigger this is the idea, they will be able to work on that. So this is the very important aspect, and I am sure all the participants, those will be joining in this program, they will be enriched with superior knowledge, and this lecture and then comment from the industry expert, 35-year experience, these are priceless. So I wish you all the best. Please join and get enriched with the finer knowledge. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Mr. Banerjee. I think you have really told that how the industry is getting the direct benefit from these various aspects on the design, especially in the plastics and packaging. Now I will invite our team member, Mr. Deepak Manchan, who was already introduced, has got more than 40 years of experience on the brand, on the FMCG, started his career in the design of the metal box, worked in Dabur, Ranbaxy, Oriflame. I always say he's a 360-degree angle of experience from the food, pharma, cosmetics, and he knows in plastic packaging when 55% is an application in food, pharma, and cosmetics, what really is important, design, how really design makes the enter the game changing on the design. So I'd request Mr. Manchanda to give few slides to show that how really design is going to important, and especially this particular module, how the industry will benefit. Over to Mr. Manchanda.
Thank you, Dr. Saha. Thank you, Dr. Ghosh and Mrinal. I think you have explained exactly how we are going to move for this particular module. I'm very happy that AMTech IPMA has thought of putting together the module 4, because module 4 actually combines whatever has been talked about independently about plastics in packaging, and it brings together the final aspect, which is design, branding, shelf appeal, these areas which are finally going to make the packaging move in the market. So the final topic that we are going to cover in module 4 is the innovative design, print and regulations with enhancing brand value. So I've put together a few slides which I will take you through, which will give you a glimpse of the kind of topics we are going to cover and how we are going to cover and why we need to cover these topics. Because you may have plastic manufacturing or mold making, or you may have technology, but this is not going to work unless and until you put the human factors in it, you put the marketing into it and the branding. So this is where it all comes together. So Shiraz, could you move to the next slide, please? Can you move to the next slide?
Shiraz,
yeah. So why is this session? Can you click again? It is an intersection of technology, logistics, regulations, and the art of persuasion. So, there is one factor, the art of persuasion, which finally makes the packaging work. Without that, you can have any amount of safety, ergonomic, logistics, but without the art of persuasion, it doesn't work. So that's what we are trying to bring together in module 4. Next slide, please. I'm coming at this from my background, where I have played various roles well, I started with Metal Box, then I was with Ranbaxy, then head of packaging at Dabur, Oriflame. Then I've been an independent consultant in packaging design. So I'm bringing to you in this whatever experience I could gather during my journey. Next slide. It's important to know who is a designer, and we say design is not just what it looks like and feels like. Design is how it works. So when you hold a package and open it and how you experience it, that is what design is. So we are not talking just about the look and feel of it, but we are talking about the whole experience. Next slide. what is the need for packaging design? Packaging design actually has to work in various environments. You can see that here it's working also in the International Space Station. So how you design for the space, outer space, or how you design for army rations, or you design for various circumstances, you need design for all these circumstances, and that's what we are trying to cover. Design makes that difference. Next slide. The significance of packaging design. I won't go into the detail of this right now. We have quite a few, and this will come when you will be able to discuss this more in the time of the course. But what it would be interesting to say that packaging was once called the silent salesman, but now it can be heard the loudest. Modern packaging is not silent. It screams for attention, and that's what is important about it. Next slide. And packaging design has to exist in what we call the 4 Ps of the market. 4 Ps are the product, the price, the promotion, how it's advertised, and the place where it's being sold. And finally, when some people have started saying that the 5th P of packaging marketing is packaging. Next slide. Packaging also has historically it changes with technology, it changes with lifestyle. So you will see that you may not even notice, but as you around you, the packaging continuously modernizes, changes according to the technology available. Next slide. You would have noticed how some of these popular products have changed, how your coffee pack used to look like something else and how it has evolved. These are all packaging design changes with time and technology. And we like to track these from a packaging designer point of view. Next. Here again, we see the journey that some of these popular products have taken from what they were due to the technology that was available at that time, and now what they are because of how much improvements have taken place in printing and in the marketing aspects also. Next slide. We eat with our eyes also. It's the importance of packaging. Can you click this again, please? Yeah. So design is because you eat with your eyes. What you see is what appeals to you. Next slide. We try to use this in the supermarket shelf also. We try to create designs which actually make you reach out for those packs from the supermarket shelf. That's because all your senses are being gathered to make you persuaded to pick up a particular pack. Next slide. Shelf appeal. This is really called shelf appeal. I won't go into the complete detail of it, but it's important to know that more than 75% food purchase decisions are made in the blink of an eye by the customer. Because when you enter a shop and you see all around you, you begin to notice some more than the other, and that's because of the shelf appeal. And any package design has to be designed based on the shelf appeal. Next slide. And in that shelf appeal is a very important aspect, which is the logo, which is the brand logo, and which actually begins to be a part of your life. And many of us who have lived a few years will realize that there are some brands which used to be a part of our lives and which are no longer there. But when we see those brands, we feel that we are seeing an old family member because they are such a part, so they were such an important part of our lives. And that's the familiarity, that's the emotional connect which we try to create from logos. Next slide. And the logo is important on the pack because that's the logo which actually goes into the advertising. Without advertising, there is no brand, and without brand, there is no advertising. Next. And then there are branded range evolutions. So you move from one generic kind of pack and then you evolve it to fit modern lifestyles. This again is the significance of packaging design. Next slide. And the whole aim of any particular design is that you should create objects of desire. And this actually you may not feel agree, but there are people who would actually, even when the pack is empty, you don't throw it away, you store it because you just like the packaging. And that's the aim of any good packaging design, that you should create a package which people would not want to throw away or would like to use in some other way, because it's an object of desire. And this happens particularly with bottles of, say, perfume or whiskey or whatever. So these kind of objects of desire is what the designer is aiming to create. This is what we are going to discuss in the course. Next. So brand extensions for convenience and range. Again, you create a basic pack and then you create extensions. How does this happen? This is again a part of the discussion on package design. Next, we will cover an aspect of what is called the visual hierarchy, where you can see that when you look at a particular panel, you will see that something you read first and something you read next. That's because the way it has been designed to draw your attention in certain areas. In this here, the red color makes you first read that particular text before you read anything else. Next. And then, of course, the important aspect of color. So the color, many of us know how color plays an important part of our lives, and in how it's again is a part of the emotions that are going on in our minds. And that's again a point of discussion, which we will cover during the printing and design aspect of this course. Next. So, for example, red conveys energy, increases heart rate, creates urgency, often seen in clearance sales. But as against that, green color is associated with wealthy, easiest color for the eyes to process, used to relax and so on. So these are theories about colors which we can discuss. Next slide. The other aspect of which is a part of this module is the discussion on the statutory regulatory marking, because as we have come along, there are a lot of regulations surrounding packaging, which is not only to do with environment protection, but it's also to do with safety and other aspects of health, so that you can inform consumers what is healthy to eat and what is not healthy to eat, and what are the regulations it passes. So this regulatory aspects is also being made a part of this module 4, and which we can cover in detail. Next slide. And there is a new trend which is happening, which is called FOP labeling, which is front of pack labeling. And you have traffic light marking, which is red is for dangerous content, amber is for acceptable, and green is for healthy content. So this is new issues which are coming up, and which is also worthy of discussion, and it has been covered in module 4. I'm sure Mr. Rahul Bhargav will talk more about that. Next. The aim of any successful package design is the issue of the phenomena of creating sensation transparency. So when you look at a pack and you see a nicely produced design printed pack, then you begin to feel that the product inside must be of equally superior quality. And that phenomena has been studied, and it is called sensation transparency. We will discuss this in further detail. Next. Again, sensation transparency relates to how well finished a particular pack is, and it tells the consumer what to expect, and creates an impression which can be useful for the marketing. Next. And then the aspect of in-store, point of sale, display, customer experience. These are again aspects which relate to packaging design and are a part of the discussion that we will have in our module 4. Next. How do we achieve successful packaging design? How do we achieve successful graphic design is part of the packaging design process. And this has really been reduced to a science, and it can be professionally done. It is not fine art. It is a matter of science, and we will discuss that. Next. There are toolkits which are available now, which can be used for 3D simulation of before we actually make the product. We can actually have a lot of visualizing which is done in 3D and which creates a pilot scale rendering of the product. Or as Dr. Ghosh was showing, so you can actually do 3D pilot productions by 3D printing. This is being added into the module 4 discussion. Next. And there are many awards which are already, packaging is recognized by the World Star Award, the Asia Star Award, the India Star Award, Penta Awards, and all these awards aim to recognize packaging which has achieved some kind of success in a particular protocol. And in fact, I'm happy to inform you that FIPS, Foundation of Innovative Packaging and Sustainability, has also planned to come out with an award, which is an award for responsible packaging, not just packaging, but packaging which addresses the commercial aspects of packaging, but also addresses the issues of sustainability. So more about that maybe during the course or later in other conferences which we will be holding to promote the FIPSA awards. Next. These are the India Star Award winning products which have been recognized in the past. And we will during the module, we will discuss some of these winning awards and why they are considered winning. Next. These are Penta Award winners, which are recognized internationally as award-winning packaging. And next. There are many specialized agencies. Sorry, just go back. Go back one here. There are many specialized packaging design agencies. Earlier, actually, packaging design used to be a subsection of an advertising agency, but now there are many product design and packaging design agencies which are available around the country, and we can see some of their work and discuss during the course. We have invited one or two agencies to come and make a presentation also. Next. Future design opportunities, we need to look at that. For example, this pack here, you touch it and it lights up. So these are all future design opportunities which are happening, and one can appreciate how this kind of technology is coming into place. There's also technology of augmented reality and many other new things which are happening. So we will touch upon that. Next. Creating customer delight by customization. Now with digital printing, it's possible to print labels as, earlier there used to be minimum order quantities, but now you can have a customized label for each person that you're going to give that particular package to. So customization has become a trend in packaging, and it's worthy of looking at it in more detail. Next. We have been publishing as FIPS, we have been publishing white paper, which is actually a collection of articles by informed experts. And in the first white paper, we published an article by Professor Vyas from NID, which was about design for global competitiveness. That is available as an article in the FIPS website, and it can be downloaded, the entire white paper. Next. In that article, one important thing that he had mentioned was that the products that invest just 5% of their development costs towards design could actually succeed in leveraging an increase of 70% more in sales. This is something which is not often recognized, that with very little design investment, a lot of success in the marketplace can be achieved. And Also, the importance of having an India design mark, because now Indian products are going abroad and being used, Indian consumer products. So early, there has been this product, logo which was designed and is there, but probably not being used so much. It's an India design mark, and products can use this mark on their labels just like they use the BIS mark, for example. The India Tea mark, for example, has been a very successful mark which has recognized the world over. The same way we can discuss the whys and wherefores about how to popularize the India design mark. Next. So right now there are two white papers on the website at FIPS. The first white paper on the right side and the second white paper of 2022 is on the left. Both these are available for downloads, and they have some very long and exhaustive expert articles about packaging, innovation, and sustainability. Next. So that was a glimpse and an overview of what we are going to talk about. I hope that will be useful. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you, Deepak ji. I think all of you will agree that he has covered about what are the important aspects of the design. As we say always, the design in packaging especially, there are two kinds of design. One is called a structural design in terms of shape, size, capacity, ergonomic, and also we talk about the closures, all kind of design which comes as a structural design. And the other aspect is called the graphic design, which is called mainly related to the printing and how you can make an eye appeal, how the attraction to the customer we do it. So this particular module, what Mr. Manchanda was mentioning, it will be taken care of, start from the manufacturing process, the mold design, structural design, as well as graphic design, and also the regulated aspect, all would be covered. And as he mentioned that when 64% of the decision is taken based on the design, we also say that a consumer, when he goes to the supermarket, out of the millions of the product for a certain product, you go to a super bazaar, you may get 100 brand, and you really get confused which brand to buy. If you are not a brand loyal, then you just think of it by the price. If not, the consumer just get a 9 seconds time to take a decision what to buy or not to buy. We say that POP, the point of purchase, it all goes by the timeline. That's why the design becomes so important. It really enriches your taking a decision at the point of purchase. So all these aspects which would be covered in the module 4, and I believe that this will be very informative for you. Thank you so much, Mr. Manchanda. Now I would invite our last speaker, Mr. Rahul Bhargav, who has spent almost more than 32 years in the FMCG company. And I always say that in expertise on the pharmaceutical packaging, which is one of the important subject, as all of you agree, that pharma industry, which is called a regulatory market, you can't do a packaging on your own. It's all by regulated. You have to really go by the norms and how really the packaging to be done, how the design to be done, what are the statutory application, and otherwise your license may be cancelled. So Rahul has got expertise on this area, and because he's from the brand owner company, I think he can give some idea how these module or the courses would be important for the brand owner. Over to Rahul.
Yeah, thank you, Professor Saha. Good afternoon, friends. I shall briefly explain the importance of this program for brand owners. Although over last half an hour, Deepak ji has wonderfully put together, many things for brands. So everyone realizes the importance of brand and how to enhance the brand value. So that's what I'm going to cover in my brief talk, that how this particular program can be of importance for brand owners, and their participation will help them understand various aspects related to plastics packaging, and how the innovation and design and printing or the decoration part of it can help them understand in designing good and beautiful packs for launching them in the marketplace. So while resin manufacturers, molders, converters, master batch manufacturers, colorant and machine fabricators, no doubt they are all important, but the people who generate requirement or the need for innovation is actually the user. So basically the brand owners, they are the ones who create a need for innovation, and that's how people spend on research and development, because no company will just unnecessarily spend unless there is a business case or there is a demand. So that's how the importance of brand owner is, that how why the brand owner is important, and what all things it brings on the table for the final launch of product in the marketplace. I mean, as Deepak ji mentioned, packaging is long regarded as silent salesman for a product. It's the first eye contact with the consumer, and the packaging is there, which it's the first eye contact that is established with the consumers, and that's how the brand owners, they work hard on it, that how their brand can have the best of packaging, which has innovative design, it has convenience, it has safety factors, it besides the aesthetics and decoration that we have been discussing, that all these things are done by the brand owners. So brand owner, I mean, there are various departments within the brand owners. I mean, they have the marketing, uh, they have the production, quality control, logistics, purchase, and of course the packaging development. Each department has its own function, and all of them are all linked to the packaging, because ultimately the goal is to launch the product in the marketplace. So whether it is Nestle or HUL or PNG or Dabur and Britannia and all, they have several departments like marketing. Their focus is on design, aesthetics, decoration, or the convenience factor that we need to have on the pack. So that's the main factor, plus the cost. So these are the things which the marketing has to look at. So if a marketing guy comes and attends this program, he gets to know what all things are required for packaging, and it will be very useful for even a marketing guy from a brand owner company. Similarly, the production person, now on production we need to have the packaging that runs smoothly on shop floor. It has to have everyone is looking at productivity, that we produce more number of packs in a given time, or within a shift. So naturally, understanding the packaging, the production person also looks up understanding the packaging design or many other aspects of packaging. Same thing goes with the quality person, because once he everyone requires a consistent quality batch after batch. I mean, it should not happen that in only initial few things have to be done, and that's it. But you want, when a brand is being launched, it is there for ages. So they have to build in the system which will produce good product or a consistent quality batch after batch. So that's how the role of quality comes in, how they generate specifications, how they test it, what are the sampling size, those things all matter. Same thing goes with the regulatory team. If a regulatory is there, it's not just for interacting with the regulatory agencies, but they have to see that there is a compliance. What are the things which are required for, say, food items, the importance of migration. Those are the things which regulatory department brings on the table, and they attend this course and they get to know so many aspects related to packaging that will help them be a team member within for the launch of the product. Same thing goes for the purchasing department. Uh, Ultimately, they have to purchase the product or the packaging material for the launch of any product, or it's for the supply chain. So easy availability of product, naturally being in purchase, the cost is another factor that they look at, and the right and consistent quality. So even for a purchasing guy, the packaging aspects are very critical, that they should know all aspects related to packaging, because it will help them in their business. It will help them perform their job in a better way. And ultimately, the packaging development department, they are the initiators. So they ensure end-to-end packaging for any innovative packaging or cost-effective packaging which is compliant, and it runs smoothly on shop floor. So those are many, these are some of the things that within the brand owner, there are several departments, and each department, knowing their contribution, they look upon in understanding more about the packaging aspects. And the program that we have designed covers all those, the 24 hours that we are going to talk about the packaging, covering the design, decoration, regulatory aspects, and many other things, including productivity and all. Each of the department will benefit from here, and their learnings will help them perform the job to the best of their ability. So this is the brief I have, that why the program is so important for brand owners. Thank you, Professor Sam. That's it from my side.
Thank you, Rahul. Thank you very much. You have really highlighted about how really brand owner becomes so important in the entire chain of the product selling. Shiraj, is there any questions from the participants? Or what I would request that can you give everyone rights to open their camera so that we can have an eye contact and we can ask question and they can get more clarification. Is it possible?
Give me a minute, sir. I'll have to check on that if that's possible.
You know, if we can't see their face, we really don't know whether they are attentive to, because I find the panelist is there. If they can be given the facility to open their camera and also to speak, I think they can ask questions straight away. Ratnakar, you can ask him whether he can give.
So actually, what I can do is I can take all of them up on the panel and we can have it like a discussion. Give me a moment.
Correct. That would be a nice, it can be an open house discussion. Exactly.
All right. Give me a minute, sir.
Yeah.
So all of them are on the panel now.
Very good. Very good. So you can ask them to open their camera and they can ask question directly to us. Anything related to the course.
So Mr. Harshad Mehta has raised his hand. I believe he has a question.
Okay.
Mr. Harshad, you can unmute yourself and speak.
I'll do that. Hello.
Yeah, Harshad.
Yeah, I'm sorry. Voices of the panelists are too low, so it's difficult to understand each and every word what they speak.
Oh, is it a bandwidth problem?
Everybody's.
Is it a bandwidth problem or?
We are hearing all right. So there must be a bandwidth problem from that end.
Yeah.
I don't know, but unfortunately, I was not able to recollect what the panelist is saying.
Okay. Oh, sorry for that, but I think it is a local problem because we are all hearing that. But we will definitely make sure that during lecture and all that, it will be all.
Yeah.
All
okay.
right.
Thank you so much.
But do you have any specific question about the program? So that you can,
no specific program. I like everything.
Yeah.
And it's, I would be happy to join every time.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Yeah. Thank you so much.
Good evening. I'm Deepesh. Can I ask a question?
Yeah.
Yes.
Please.
I already typed the question in the chat box, but I will say it here as well. I'm a person who doesn't have any packaging background, development or technical background. I'm not from IAPM or not from like any engineering background, but still I'm a part of procurement team for the packaging material. So my question would be how this course is designed so that a person who doesn't have any technical or any kind of designing background will be able to understand this course, or will be able to become part of that course, or will be able to grasp the material whichever you provide during the study hours.
Thank you. I think Manchanda, you can give a proper
Yeah,
answer.
Dipesh, actually, the thing is that if you're in procurement and purchase, then the thing is you need to understand the manufacturers, how they are making that particular package, how is that firstly the design coming, then it goes to the manufacturer, he converts it into a package, and then there are some printing processes which are applied to it. So you need to have an overview and understanding of all the processes that go into it. Then you'll be able to better appreciate the purchase aspects, how the costs are being arrived at, and what are the constraints in terms of timelines also and minimum order quantities. So I think this is where your participation in this course will help. You will get an overview of what we are calling design and the printing and regulatory aspects. Regulatory aspect is also there because in practically every brand, every few days there is a change in the statutory text which happens in the product, either due to MRP changes or due to regulatory changes. So again, you need to find, you need to understand what those regulatory things are and what is the significance of making those changes. So overview is what you will get in my view.
Thank you. I think Mr. Banerjee wants to say without technical background, how he can really decide about the packaging. I think
Yes.
purchase guy needs to know about the package design. Yeah. Mr. Banerjee.
So Dipesh,
Yeah, that's what I understood, and that's what really I wanted to know, because I'm keen to do this course, but only query was if I spend my time, whether I'll be able to understand and gain the content. If it is too technical, maybe it'll be difficult for me to gain the content. So that was my question around that.
Dipesh, before Mr. Banerjee say, I can only tell you at Indian Institute of Packaging, when I was the director, we did many courses where we asked for a commerce background people, and especially this particular module, it will be not really a so technical unlike our other module where we are talking technology and process. This is more on conceptualize the design. As a purchase person, you need to know whenever you are placing an order and all. So I don't think that you should have any problem to understand about this particular module. But I think more Mr. Banerjee can add on.
Yeah. Dipesh, can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you, Mr. Banerjee.
Yeah. So Dipesh, you are the right person for this particular module. I'll tell you why. You come with a very open mind. You don't have any baggage that, whether a person B is more knowledgeable than you. So you'll be, feeling shy to ask any question or challenge anything. But because you have a very simplicity and having done this particular course, you can ask very philosophical question that why I'll have to buy a particular material from a particular vendor. You say I have been using for last 10 years or last 5 years and we don't have any problem. If there is no problem, one problem can come, price is very high and very difficult to procure on time every time, because that you being a procure person. So your simple question, who all are, alternate producer, how our competitor they are, procuring these, how they use that. So you can ask all these, provocative questions. Of course, it should not happen that your, owner should fire you because you ask questions. So that is a different story. But, being, completed this course, you can ask all these things. I'll tell you, in my tenure, I always did that. When I was, very young, just, out of engineering, I come from electrical instrumentation background. And now, what I am giving lecture in a plastic. So I was very, open-minded, very free and all this. I say, if I buy a, particular material, which is very expensive, I'll have to give $200, $300 premium because of this material is only for this company A. I used to tell that why not I buy general purpose material and I add some special material, only 10%, 5%, and then that works as good. So now see that because of your design concept and all this. So you can have this, trigger in a joint discussion, brainstorming and all this with your management team. So you must do this and you should not shy away that this will be very complex. We'll show you calculus and all these things. ऐसा कुछ नहीं है. This will be very simple, and you will learn all this logic, and we'll give you a this lecture note and book, which is very simple language we write. We don't copy paste any other foreign publishers. So definitely it will be beneficial for you.
Sure. Thank you very much, Mr. Banerjee. So that's what kind of guidance I was looking out of this webinar, so that I understand properly about my decision, whether should I do this or should I not do this. And the next question, maybe I'll have one more question. So unfortunately, I could not become part of the earlier 3 modules. So is this 4th module is anyway linked to the 3 modules, or it's entirely different and separate content?
It's an entirely different. You need not have, as Banerjee say, you have a baggage. There is no baggage. It's a standalone course. It's related to design. It's only on the design, where you don't need an engineering background or any science background at all.
Sure. Thank you.
Sir, I answer a question.
Yeah.
Yes.
Arshad Mehta.
Yes, please.
Yeah. Shall I ask the question?
Yeah.
Please.
Okay. Sir, is it fine if I speak in Hindi with everybody?
Yeah. Zorur. Hindi mein bataye.
Okay. See, we are manufacturers of stainless steel utensils, spoons, and tongs.
Yes.
And we are exporting this to European market.
Very good. Congratulations.
And our packaging is mix of cardboard and plastic. But
yes.
Recently, our customer from Germany has asked that I think in 2023, the Germany will be they will be do away with plastic packing. तो जो वो पॉलीबैग में हम पैक करते हैं वो लोग नहीं लेंगे. So what is the alternate I can do? We have tried to pack in paper bag as well, but the paper bags का उसके ऊपर मार्क आ जाता है क्योंकि mine is high quality product, तो stainless steel में तुरंत मार्क आ जाता है उसका.
Banerjee, you want to say, or Rahul will say? Other than say, Rahul, you want to?
Rahul already have a ready product. Looks like.
Rahul, you want to comment? Rahul,
yeah. I mean, multiple options are there. You can go for biodegradable coating on paper, which will be smooth and it won't react with your product. That's one way. Or you use recyclable plastic materials, which or biodegradable plastics. That should be acceptable to European Union. So options are there. वो आपके पास options हैं जो they evaluate कर सकते हैं, जो आपको आपके client को पसंद है और जो regulatory को meet करता हो, उस हिसाब से हम कर सकते हैं.
हम पॉलीबैग में करते हैं जो ट्रांसपेरेंट है, तो मेरी प्रोडक्ट की विजिबिलिटी होनी चाहिए. माय प्रोडक्ट शुड हैव विजिबिलिटी.
मेहता जी मैं ये कह सकता हूँ, इवन इन जर्मनी, अक्रॉस द वर्ल्ड, किसी कंट्री में प्लास्टिक 100% बैन नहीं हो रहा है. एवरीबॉडी सेइंग कि आप 30 to 50% तक रिसाइकल प्लास्टिक आप ऐड कर सकते हो, रिसाइकल ग्रैनुअल. तो इवन जो आपका कस्टमर है जर्मनी में, अगर आप पॉलीथिलीन यूज करोगे, रिसाइकल ग्रैनुअल ऐड करके आप बनाओगे, दे विल एक्सेप्ट इट, क्योंकि जर्मनी में दे वुड आल्सो अलाउ एज पर द रेगुलेशन. यू शुड नॉट हैव अ प्रॉब्लम. नॉट दैट कि प्लास्टिक बिल्कुल यूज ही नहीं करने का, ऐसा नहीं है. ऐसा रूल अभी पूरा वर्ल्ड में नहीं आया. ठीक है ना?
ओके, थैंक यू सो मच.
Any other question?
Good evening, sir. Amya Malik from Bhubaneswar. I have a blow molding unit. We manufacture blow molded containers. So, sir, how this course will be useful for us? Because most of the time when we go to our customers, they give us some product, such blow molded product or any injection molded product, and they tell us to copy us. So, how your course will be useful for us? That's what I want to know.
So you mean to say your customer has given a molded container, and they say copy the same way, make another container. Am I right?
Right, sir.
Yeah. So I think Manchanda will say, or
No, most
Professor
of the
Ghosh?
time.
Yeah.
इसमें ऐसा
Sir,
होता है
I will.
ये जो है actually mostly customers are doing this because they bring a product and they expect the converter to copy, पर उसमें value addition नहीं मिलता है. Value addition मिलता है जहाँ पे आप as a manufacturer you identify a market opportunity और उसको आप खुद से बनाइए, उसका टेक्नोलॉजी आपका होगा और उसकी कॉम्प्लेक्सिटी आपकी होगी और आप किसी को सोल्यूशन देंगे. कस्टमर को जब जाके सोल्यूशन देंगे तो उससे आपको वैल्यू एडिशन ज़्यादा मिलेगा और आपको भी काम करने में ज़्यादा इंटरेस्ट होगा. सो डेफिनेटली द बेनिफिट ऑफ दिस कोर्स इज दैट यू विल लर्न के हाउ टू गो अबाउट new product development, how to search for design opportunities, how to search for marketing, do the marketing of that particular product. This is how I would look at it.
Otherwise, also in the during the discussions, we can look at various ways, new techniques to improve the quality, how you can have the uniform wall thickness, how you can reduce the costing and show it to your client. I mean, these are some of the aspects which can be covered during the lecture.
और ब्लो मोल्डिंग में ये होता है जो जनरली कस्टमर बोलता है कि ये मेरे को इतने किलो में मिल रहा है पर किलो, so you are getting a per kilo rate, but if you successfully develop and you add value then you can get a per piece rate. तो per piece में पैकेजिंग का वैल्यू एडिशन बहुत ज़्यादा होता है. उसको करने के लिए आपको कुछ कंडीशंस मीट करने होते हैं.
Mr. Amia, what our analyst is telling, that this course will be important, how really your customer, you can emphasize them the value addition by the design. Professor Ghosh was talking about 3D printing, and Manchanda and Rahul is talking that how the new things you can add on. Simply copy karne se, that becomes a different, and some designs are already IPR design. And you are not supposed to exactly copy the same design. Do something different and you get a better value. Yeah, Banerjee, you want to add on?
Mr. Amia, I would say that, when customer comes with a product which is already in the market, you'll have to see why he or she is coming to you. Number one, it could be that the current product, he has a lot of complaint, that is his customer, that is end consumer complaint, or he has some issues, quality issues or supply issue. At the moment, I am not thinking anything negative about that particular customer, thinking that he is an honest customer. He want to build his brand and he want to create that sensation, a moment of truth thing. So he want, very honest and very reliable supplier like you. So when it comes, it doesn't matter if the product is not new, he want you to copy that. But when you are doing copying, getting that sample, you can bring lot of, the improvement. Improvement could be in terms of, the material wall thickness. If it is a component based, not kg basis, so you get more yield per kg. So this is your benefit. Even the price is competitive. This is one. Secondly, your machine, how efficient and how precise those machines are. If it's a blow molding, you should have then machine direction and axial direction control, variation control. So there you can get more uniform without any warpage and shrinkage and all these. Then color consistency. So these are very important. So definitely, I would say your customer, they must be finding any value with your collaboration, and that's why he is asking. So you should bring, this is an opportunity to bring innovation and do some variation and give him back saying that we can do all this improvement, improvise on your existing. So he'll be delighted, I am sure.
Any other question?
Sir, this is Thirumalai. Is 3D printing is really effective when compared to commercial machining like injection molding or blow molding in terms of productivity?
Professor Ghosh.
Yeah, what is your question?
Effectiveness in 3D.
Okay. Yeah, I think Professor Ghosh, you can take the question.
Yeah. It is the first thing is that, and we'll talk about it when you do the lecturing and all that. So you'll see that. Right now, it is more on the prototyping, design change, bringing new ideas, and developing, trying new materials. But you know what is the advantage? Advantages to prototype to commercialization, it takes much less time. You can very quickly, the 3D printing technology is such, you don't need actually the kind of mold to be developed and designed. Here it is based on CAD and you can convert it into the whatever kind of design very easily and all that. And because of that also that you avoid all the cost. You don't have to pay for the mold cost and other things. Okay. So once it is successful, but only thing is that the printing and all that for commercialization, what type of product, what size of the product you are developing, what is the production rate you may be thinking and all that. So that has to be done. So it is definitely cost effective. It is also prototype to first commercialization product is much easier than all that. And another thing is that all material, you know, the way it can be injection molded, blow molded and all that, the 3D printability requires some of the material characteristics that you have to look into. We'll be teaching that in this course. So that you'll be learning from there that how, and some of the material which is very difficult to make product with 3D printing. Now it has been converted into that, or it is being made processable through the 3D printability. That's also the new ideas which are coming.
Yeah, I want to add, to Professor Ghosh what he said, Mr. Tirumala.
Yes,
When you talk about product approval, regulatory approval, case in point will be pharmaceutical. When a particular company has a molecule or something, they want approval, FDA approval. So now system is that with that particular medicine, you'll have to give a packaging. So it cannot be only medicine, and that is the way FDA and all these things approval come. So if you want to go by a traditional process, you'll have to make a mold. You need a particular material and all the. It takes few months, and it will be a multi lakhs of rupees. But if you need only 5 or 10 package with the 3D and along with the molecule or cosmetics or whatever food item, you can get 3D printed container very easily, very fast and inexpensive way.
Just to make it's a prototype sample for the approval stage, you can do it.
Yes.
That becomes very faster method to make a sample.
Okay, thank you, sir. I have to add one more question to the topic. The processing time when compared to commercial machining like injection molding or blow molding, the processing time is to be which one is most preferable for 3D printing or commercial machining for making multi products?
Energy.
Yeah.
I thought Professor Ghosh should say 3D printing, you cannot have say 100,000 numbers.
Yeah, it's a
you can, but unless everything is different. If you want to have a colon of a particular design that you want, in there, it will be normal production machinery. Either it is a printing or injection blow molding. So that's easier. But now the run sizes become very small. And what is the new trend now? I'm sure Deepak ji will tell when explain all this when he give lectures on this. Now there is a new trend that in a family, say Mr. Tirumala, need A, B, C, D cosmetic product and also something like different health related product. So they can customize depending on what all you need for you and for your wife or children. That may be different. So that cannot be done with a traditional printing process or molding process. But in 3D we can do this. So see, very customized process and all this, because you do every time different variation, because it's a digital system, you can create that, but which cannot be done with the traditional unless you need 100,000 or 1 million pieces similar. that is different.
That's true. That's the advantage of digital printing also. Even
Yes.
today, when you want to make labels and you want to serialize them, for example, you want to run a marketing competition and you want to put some message on a label or you just serialize the numbers, you can do that with the help of digital printing. And the same thing can happen with 3D printing. What happens is that in 3D printing, it's the advantage is you can have multi-up molds. So instead of just having one small mold for one product, you can 3D print say 10 of the same product in one run. So you get some commercial advantage that way. The mold cost of making a 10-up mold versus a single mold. 10-up mold would be costly, but it will give you production, whereas you can do a 10-up 3D printing. So there are cost benefits, depends on the actual job requirement.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah, that is the purpose of the course. So that if you attend, you learn that why all these answers are being given, and why different material can be tried, why the multi-mold can be developed in injection molding, and here different type of products or different type of design can be done. That is what will be taught in the course. You know, you will be able to catch up with these answers very easily if you attend the course.
Yeah. Chirag, Aniket. So, if no question, I think.
No, sir. That was the last of it.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah.
So I think Chirag, you want to give a vote of thanks or?
I'm there, Dr. Saha, to give the
very good, very good. I thought Director General to chala gaya hoga.
Sir, I have been a very active listener.
Okay, very good.
It has been a very interesting session with. How can I go with such renowned experts in the panel? किधर भाग के जाएंगे अब वापस तो आपके पास ही आना पड़ेगा ना?
No, Deepak ji, मेरा एक request है, not a request, a suggestion is all three module. What I realized, panelist का अलग link होता है and participants अलग होता है. मेरे ख्याल in the fourth module में make on single link because there will be eye contact and all. It becomes very easy because many times they don't ask question. Like आज आपने सबको panelist बना दिया, you make everybody panelist.
Okay.
Easy for us.
Yeah. No, we'll take care of it, sir. We'll take care of it.
And another I was thinking point, Deepak ji, that if any of the participants how they can go through the other module on an extra basis, extra time, extra effort, and they have to obviously subscribe for it to get this amount. If they want, can we make them available on a specialized so that they can go through the whatever way, online recording or the booklet in a way. So apart from module 4, they have to additionally subscribe for that.
Okay. Yeah, that's possible. That's possible. Shiraz, please note it down. We will find out a way to do this. Yeah. I think it's possible.
Because I'm seeing that they have interest also in materials they may not have known at that time. They may have avoided, overlooked it. And they want to know about circularity. They may have to know about different new technology they are talking about.
Okay. I understood it. We will find out a way to do that.
We can provide provision if you can. You only can work from your office. How you want to make them available. We can discuss about it, and this is good for all participants. I'm mentioning that.
Yeah,
definitely. I think that's a very good suggestion, and we definitely
because this being the as Professor Ghosh said, this being the last module, though it is a very independent and as a standalone module, but there are something overlapping the material knowledge or technology knowledge which are covered in the other module. As he's mentioned, you just think of how to really make it feasible.
Okay, sir. Okay. Sure. So thank you, gentlemen. As all good things must come to an end, here we are ending this very, very active and very constructive, knowledge-based webinar, curtain raiser. So that we can meet again for greater learnings. This was just a sneak peek into what you'll be learning during the executive development programs on the plastic and packaging, especially on the innovative design, print, and regulation. This program, as you know, starts from 27th of May till 2nd of July. 6 weeks programs, 4 hours per week, Friday and Saturday, 2 hours each. So with such compliances and safety aspects are as important as an innovative design and quality checks, only come after a lot of improvements to the existing design. Such certificate programs will help us to understand the basics and enhance our skills, making us more equipped with the right of knowledge. So it has been a real pleasure to have our senior experts, distinguished experts, Dr. Nc Saha. Our sincere thanks to him, the founder, chairman, and the director of FIPS, Professor Dr. Anup Ghosh, Professor Polymer Science and Engineering, IIT Delhi, Mr. Mrinal Banerjee, Director, Innovation, Sustainability and Finance, FIPS, Mr. Deepak Manchan, Chief Consultant, Packaging Design for FIPS, and Mr. Rahul Bhargav, Chief Consultant, Innovation, Foundation and Innovation for FIPS, for their very valuable sharing of knowledge and insights into what we will eventually learn during the certificate program starting from 27th of May. I would also like to thank our AMTech chairman, a very vibrant APMA's AMTech chairman, Mr. Arvind Mehta, our president, Mr. Kishore Sampath. Then we have our internal champions for this particular vertical, Mr. Rohit Kanuga, Mr. Ravi Jastani, and Mr. Manish Dedia, for the support they have given in bringing this online workshop. And we hope to see you all enroll in this very important program, which will pave a very constructive way for you, especially to the industry people, into innovative designing, enhancing your productivity, enhancing your entire industry, and also the students who are looking into getting into the plastic industry in very good companies, as packaging experts. So our team from IPMA's MTech would be in touch with you to get you enrolled in the program and make sure that your aspirations are all met by IPMA's MTech. So thank you once again, all of you, and we will see you again. Thank you very much, all the experts. Thank you and have a great evening.
Thank you, Deepak ji. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you. Bye.